Well, hi everyone, and welcome once again to my video blog. So today I'm going to be doing a question and answers blog. I'm going to be answering some questions that I received here on YouTube. Before I begin, I wanted to give you, I guess, a few small bits about my life. Well, there's something that I mentioned a while ago, I guess, about my research, is that we have been approached, that is me and my research team at my university, by Mozilla Corporation because they were interested in our research project and there were funding opportunities. And I even told you, I believe, that I went on a trip to California with my supervisor to actually visit them, and present our work there. This actually went very well, and it turns out they gave us the money, so they are actually funding our research. Which is great news, obviously, because it means I don't have to worry about funding so much, and my supervisor can find new students to join our research team. And I've benefited from this also myself. My supervisor bought me a new laptop to use for my research work and all that, and it's a really awesome laptop. It's a ThinkPad 420S with 8 gigs of RAM, solid state drive, Core i7 processor, 2.7 gigahertz, and it even has a 1 gigabyte graphics card, so it's really a super fast machine. And it's great to work on. Apart from that, well, I have finished making corrections to my paper and sent the final submission in, so now it's 100% guaranteed that I will be having a second publication out at a conference shortly, so I'm pretty happy about that too. And I also wanted to mention something transition related to everybody here. Laser hair removal is very expensive, but a lot of us trans people, want to get it on our faces and on our bodies. And it's really unaffordable. I used to go to this place. They would charge me $300 for each single treatment on my face. $300 per treatment. And you need several treatments. I had about 12 treatments, and that wasn't even enough. I still have to go for electrolysis. I'm still not completely done getting rid of facial hair, but it has reduced it greatly. Well, what I found out recently is that if you subscribe to websites like Groupon, TeamBuy, and all those deals websites, at least here in Montreal, there's very frequently some deals for laser hair removal and IPL hair removal that you will see. I bought several myself. I bought 2 deals that were $275 for 1 year unlimited IPL on 3 regions of my body. So I'm doing all of my chests and my butt, and also I plan on doing my face. And I'm currently doing my legs. I paid $600 for 6 treatments on my legs. So as you can see, that comes out much cheaper. Like you can get one of those $275 deals, and they will do your face for 1 year, like once every month and a half. Like you're gonna get maybe 8 to 10 treatments in there for $275 instead of maybe paying $300 for 1 single treatment on your face. So if you're trans and you're looking into electrolysis, I strongly suggest you look into these Groupon and TeamBuy deals in your area, because it can be very, very much cheaper. So now, on to the questions. Okay, first question. So how old are you, and when did you start the hormones? Well, I am 26 right now, and I started the hormones when I was 21, I believe. I took the hormones for 1 year, and then I went off the hormones for a year so that I could freeze sperm at sperm bank, and now I've been back on hormones continuously for over 3 years now, non-stop. So could we see your girlfriend? Have you always been attracted to girls? Well, my girlfriend was on my blog once. She's kind of shy. She doesn't really like being on there, I guess, so that's the reason you don't see her very often. As far as always having been attracted to girls, well, yeah, since puberty, I've been attracted to girls, and it's always been clear to me that I've been, attracted to girls. Your French is perfect. I guess it's your first language. Well, you guessed right. I am a French Canadian. French is my first language, and I started learning English in elementary school. Basically, they teach it here starting from grade 4 onwards. Okay, second questions. What's your major? Well, I am doing right now a PhD in computer science with a specialization in compilers. And this person also asks, aside from the trans stuff, your work sounds way interesting. Even though I'm still in high school, I'd ideally picture myself in a field of work similar to what you're doing, though I have no idea where to start, question mark. Well, if you're in high school and you want to go into computer science and that kind of thing, I strongly suggest that you go to university. Here you can go to kind of like a technical college if you want to learn to be a low-level programmer, but to go to university in computer science you only need basically a high school diploma with a concentration in science. So you're going to need to take classes like calculus 1 and 2 and linear algebra and things like that. And then you can get accepted at a computer science program or computer engineering program at a major university and go on from there. Basically, if you're going to do anything serious in computer science or computer engineering, I suggest you go straight to university. Don't waste your time at a technical college, because they'll only teach you how to be like a low-level Java programmer or something like that, or how to program in C#, and that might not be what you want. Okay, other questions? What about any real or perceived trans discrimination against you in your PhD program or in school in general? I would be interested in how you feel your personal style has matured as a woman. Honestly, I don't know if I've been discriminated against. It's kind of hard to tell. Because, people here are very friendly in Montreal and Canada. They're very accepting. Nobody has posed any problems. Like, the fact that I'm trans never really comes up. So I don't really know if I've been discriminated against. I mean, I've been doing very well in my field. So, I mean, I can't say that I've lost opportunities that I could attribute to being trans. But I can tell you, that I don't always feel like my technical opinion is respected, like where I am. I don't know if it has anything to do with me being a woman. I think my research supervisor, he's got very strong opinions himself, and he tends to doubt, everybody else's opinions. I don't really think it has anything to do with me being trans or being a woman. So people tell me when you're a woman, you can't be as assertive as when you're a man, because it comes off, like if a man if a man speaks his opinion, he's being assertive. If a woman speaks her opinion and pushes to get her views out, then she's a cunty bitch, And I think that may be true. I think there might be such a perception. But I don't want to alter my personality to try and be meeker, just so people will accept me better. If when I have opinions and when I really care about them, then I fight for them. When it doesn't matter, then I try to restrain myself, from pushing too much. That's about it. Apart from that, well, I don't think being trans, or being a woman has really affected my research very much. I'm researching this because I like it, and obviously I'm not in a, feminine field of work, but I don't want to leave that field of work because it's not considered feminine. It's what I like and it's what I do. Okay, next question. I didn't mean to pose this question. Since your transition, have you ever had sexual relation with a man? And somebody else asks, did you try men? Yes. But don't get your hopes up, because you have no chance. Whoever you are. Okay, next question. My question is, how did you know for certain that you were female and had to transition? Well, if you watch my previous video blogs, I guess my early ones especially, I talk a little bit about that. I've always felt I should be a girl since a very early age, since early childhood. At that time, when I first, told my mom when I was like 5 or 6 that I wanted to be a girl, I didn't say I am a girl. I told her, I feel I should have been born a girl. I feel it would have been the right thing. I feel something's wrong, and I'm not happy as a boy. And at the time, I didn't know what a transsexual was. I didn't really think that there was any possibility of me ever transitioning. And it took me a while to realize, that transitioning was a real possibility. And when I realized that transition was a real possibility, I wasn't actually 100% sure that I should do it because I was afraid. When faced with the possibility, of transitioning into living as a woman or keep going with my life as a man, it wasn't clear that transitioning was better, because it's like I wasn't sure that I was going to pass. I was really afraid of not passing and of being rejected by everyone. I was really afraid it would hurt my career. I was still early in my undergrad, and I was afraid that it would hurt my future. I was asking myself the question, where am I going to be 10 years from now if I transition, and where am I going to be 10 years from now if I don't transition? And it seemed, like if I worked hard and kept living as a man, I could have the stuff I wanted. I could get myself a good career at a big company, maybe do some research later, maybe get a wife, and maybe have children and be happy that way, as happy as I can be living as a man. Or if I transition, what if it causes me depression? What if it causes me to go broke? What if it causes me to lose all my friends and my family? What if it causes me to fuck up my career? It was really scary. But in the end, I just decided, I'm really not happy living as a man. It's making me depressed. I talked to older trans people who, had transitioned when they were 60, and they basically told me, they made me realize that, the feeling of being in the wrong body, it never goes away. You can never fix it. There's nothing you can do to cure yourself. You can only try to ignore it, but the more you try to push it away, the more it comes back and bites you hard, and makes you, psychologically distressed. So I figured, I knew that probably someday I was going to crack and desperately want to transition, so I decided it's best that I do it when I'm young, when I don't have a family and a career and children, responsibilities like that. It's best that I do it early and all that. So I give it a shot. I decided to go progressively, get started on hormones, start building a wardrobe, and like I talk about in my other blogs, non-committal steps. You can start transitioning, just like dip your feet in the water, like starting to transition and trying hormones doesn't mean that you have to go all the way and get SRS, within a few months. You can take your time, and that's what I decided to do. I decided I was going to take my time, and if things were going really wrong, I was going to go back, but I didn't go back, and I'm pretty happy the way I am now. And that's pretty much it. I hope that answers your question. Okay, next question. I do have a question for you. Do you smoke? I love your voice. It is so soothing to listen to. Well, I don't love my voice. I find it a little masculine, honestly. But I get that. Every once in a while, some people tell me they really like my voice. I hope that you're not implying that you like my voice because I sound like a smoker. Because I don't really smoke, and I don't think smokers have really sexy voices or anything. But anyways, that's it. I don't smoke cigarettes, I should say. Next question. Can you do a detailed update on your breasts, like how they feel, etc.? Somebody else asked, what's it like living with your new boobs? And a third person asked, it's been about 1 year since your breast augmentation. Are you satisfied with the results? So yes, it has been about a year since my breast augmentation. Yes, I'm satisfied with the results. The surgery went extremely well, as I've told you about in my other blogs. It was very quick. There wasn't really any pain. There was no bruising. The next day I was already going out and having fun. The surgery did leave me with some visible scars under my breasts, but they're right in the crease, so they're well concealed. They've also been slowly fading. They're not actually that visible. When you look at me straight on, you can't really see them. The breasts were pretty hard after the surgery. but they've softened quite a bit since then. Now they're getting more realistic feeling and all that. And people compliment me on my breast, pretty often. Women have complimented me on them, and even quite a few women, actually several women, have asked me who my surgeon was because they were interested in going with him. His name is Mitchell H. Brown, and he's in Toronto. My girlfriend and I researched extensively before we chose him. We wanted someone who, could give very natural looking breasts with, even if I didn't have much breast tissue. We found lots of before and after pictures of his work online, and we decided to go with him based on these before and after pictures. The implants that I have are cohesive silicone. So basically they're implants that are silicone and that are safer than regular silicone implants, because even if you poke a hole in them, the silicone won't leak out. So I'm hoping that they'll last a long time. Like regular silicone implants are said to last about 10 years. I'm hoping that these will last 15 or 20 years, hopefully. But yes, I'm very satisfied. People compliment me on them all the time, both men and women. And they feel pretty natural, like they don't get in my way. They've never been like in my way or annoyances or anything, honestly. So the boobs have been going great. Next question. How did it take for your face to change to look foul female without makeup on? I have been on HRT for 8 months, 3 weeks, 4 days. Now my breasts just got to NB and my face needs to catch up. That's where I'm struggling with makeup on. I look alright, but my face isn't without. If you have any advice or tips that can help me, I'd appreciate it a lot. Oh, and the video took me 4 hours to do, but worth it to me. Okay. Well, I think hormone replacement, starts doing a difference in your face after a few months only, like after 4 to 6 months. It can change the fat distribution in your cheeks and make you look more female, make your skin a little bit more transparent, make your facial hair grow a little bit slower, which helps make it less visible. Although, you should probably know that I have had facial feminization surgery. I don't think I really necessarily needed it to pass, but I felt like I wanted to be, as passable as I could be. So I went with Dr. Zukowski for facial feminization, which I think has helped a lot. I'm pretty happy with the results of that too. People almost never know that I'm trans. It's happened in 2 years, 2 or 3 times that people have spotted I'm trans, and the people who have spotted me are people who already knew other trans people and basically knew what to look for. So I think I've been doing great on that. Okay, so next question in French. I want to know how many pounds have you lost during your transition, because taking hormones can have this effect, I believe. And how tall are you? Well, I am 5'9" and a half. I guess fairly tall for a woman, but still within, believable proportions, I suppose. And I should tell you, you are wrong, actually. Taking female hormones doesn't cause weight loss. If anything, it makes it easier to gain weight because it slows down your metabolism. Taking testosterone makes weight loss easier because it speeds up your metabolism. So people tend to gain weight when they go on hormones. I've lost weight because I've been, pretty careful, and I've reduced the amount of food that I eat, quite a bit. Maybe 30%, 40% since I started transitioning. And I've actually lost, I used to weigh at my heaviest 195 pounds, and now I'm about 140 pounds. So I've lost about 55 pounds since my heaviest. But when I began my transition, I was closer to 170. So I've lost about 30 pounds since I started my transition. I think it's helped quite a bit to make me more passable But annoyingly, you know, every once in a while, some people are like, "You're way too skinny," blah 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 blah. And honestly, it kind of annoys me because I feel, you know, I'm 140 pounds. That's a very healthy weight for a woman my height, and I'm not that skinny. You know, like I have fat on my tummy. I have body fat. You know, like I'm not starving myself. I eat as much food, you know, as I feel is necessary, and I'm not hungry all the time. So, you know, I think I eat enough food, and I think people who say that are assholes. You know, they're assholes who think that because you were born male, you should always stick to a male weight. Otherwise, you're not eating enough or something. Like, I guess people won't realize that hormones reduce your muscle mass and reduce the amount of food that you need to eat. And, you know, it's normal for me to weigh something like 140 pounds. I don't think it's unhealthy. And I think I have pretty decent muscle mass. I have a pretty decent amount of body fat. And, yeah, that's pretty much it. I think it's probably normal, you know, for trans people to maybe weigh a little more than women their height, you know, because maybe we have bigger bones, you know, having gone through male puberty. But I think it's pretty normal for a trans person, you know, to still be closer to like a female weight than a male weight. That's all I had to say about this. And that's the end of the questions. If you have any other questions, feel free to send them to me by private messages or to post them as questions in the video comments. And that's it for today, people. Bye bye.